yeah, they would have lost their base.
Okay.
The goodwill now, they would have lost it entirely.
Okay, so politically they were.
Yeah, it's a politically motivated decision.
Okay.
Revenue must match with expenditure.
Absolutely.
And once you take some of the revenue lines off there, obviously no a bit affect you expenditure. So the amu can say the strict measures to just say they will control wastage.
Okay.
No more plucky loopholes. Leakage is not be as it cannot be far. They said they have $58 million. Say I they cost national cathedral. They cost to amna editu hono. Those things no omu to me block such frivolous and wasteful expenditure without priority and justification there. Only the revenue
money
to cover up.
Okay.
And then obviously, they will be increasing the VAT component on some of the areas. Maybe if VAT is 15% now, the likelihood said they will increase some aspect of it is going to be there.
Okay.
So now, who share Adia Finance Minister Kai Ninya Ruben said the demeanor, the body language, the appreciation of the reality on the ground, the debt portfolio, the contracts awarded that has not been through the right processes, that has put a lot of financial burden on government. No, or the Ninya or my the state of the true economy of the nation as far as our finance is what concerned. And you know the can say some of us from the beginning idea propose say anchor betting tax ni say there it should have been maintained. Now any 11 is to say 1% and now they are about 0.5%. Now and can still no because on mine biano we pay tax, whether it's consumption tax, whether it's double tax, no matter what, government they biano epe ways and means to generate revenue. So ideally I would have thought say anka there'll be some adjustment there and still on my phone bear the better your mercy.
But some people were saying that they still needed to scrape off those taxes and then perhaps expand the tax base.
Yes.
The already existing tax base.
Yes. Said the BIA said some of the taxes now previous government need to buy in there. It doesn't make real sense. And if you really want to play the devil's advocate there, say Rebecca said, "Oh man, for no youth, no man, no baby, no moon near you might be the air. Alternative option be anyhow at the moment." And he said, bet now no city or the 1 city shame. I've been told that you can bet 1 city and win about 10,000 Ghana cedis or so. And he said, Nipanu or the me risky 1 city now on your 10,000. At least obey to me at your school fees, obey to me at your rent, obey to because the pressure on the youth,
it's too much.
And he said betting in our Nusubeka cracker now obviously or could bet 10,000 cedis. Now who are buying which you 10% out of the 10,000. That is 1,000 Ghana cedis. One creative opportunity be an manu. One man the Juma bia. Now no akoye na lala now did 10,000 cedis. Who see who sanji mu 1,000 cedis there. Sincerely it's a rip-off of the youth. And if the present government feels a total waste there. We have to support the government.
Okay.
And as we just have to support the government. It is not a time to put blame Serbia. I don't think we COVID free or I don't think we way free. That is their decision.
But it looks as if the government didn't consider the economic implication of scraping of those taxes. Rather, as you said, they were more geared towards the political aspect of this whole thing.
No, but one said the finance minister, he has been there over several years. As is entering into parliament, the backbencher, becoming the ranking member for finance, becoming the deputy minister for finance, a minority leader, a majority leader. They have been in government before, so they have a deep and fair appreciation of the issues. And I'm not sure say they will just be playing political game, because if it is political game there, it's like Utu aboard to the wall, it will bounce back to you. So if it is a political game and they don't have measures on control the expenditure lines, the loopholes, they obviously need to come to bite them.
Okay.
Because we have road infrastructure deficit, housing deficit, school building deficit.
Sir, road in day, what was the taxes, road tolls and back, so they can
the road toll actually, once a road now build operate transfer roads.
Sure.
These are roads that have already been built by government. And it's a whole tolling road now. How much do we rake from road tolls? Just compare that to the revenue or the expenditure in constructing more roads. So the free road tolls is just catering for maintenance of the road.
Okay.
It is not enough to construct even 20 kilometers of road. But what you must say, and you know, fair and constructive conversation around these issues.
Okay.
But yet, like movement for change, say no. Afafranto say no. We, for instance, our economic dialogue now, but they never invited Alan. They never invited the movement for change. And your more decision, and Tiajai, and their momo. And I yes, no, who say we are only here to criticize and not bastardize. We are here say you be contributing constructively to the national conversation. No, say be share kwan be fast to say it is about the country, not about movement for change or MPP or NDC. So if the finance minister wisdom, and he has done a lot of consultations. Or not to me, sorry, can our president is our budget, no. Obviously, the president is aware, the vice is aware, cabinet is aware, all the top hierarchy of the party is aware that this is what we are presenting to the people of God and country. Sure. And it's Obiagia to say, yes, crap. When him say yesterday, I was at a shop, we have a cool room in Kaswa. Immediately the announcement was made that they are scrapping this and that. Look at it, if you see the jubilation of the market women over there. The excitement was just there among the women. And to say, NDC is doing something right by keeping to their promises. The area can say the deficit of this country, and I did some allocations yesterday. Allocation to the free first year university entrance, sanitary pad distribution to ladies.
Yes.
They did some allocation for the national apprenticeship program. They did some allocation for some issues here and there. Teacher training colleges.
They get fund to make way for the free senior high school.
So they've been able to explicitly explain to where they'll be putting their money. Most of the money are not going to productive sectors.
Okay.
Productive sectors are able to say when you plow this money here,
they're going to get something back.
They are talking about $690 billion expenditure for 2025 alone. And I would have wished to see more of this money going to agri development and the productive sectors, developing small cottages. You know, say Japan, they grow basically by building what we call the cottage industry.
Yeah.
So every local village in Japan has industries there. Okay. But in our case, it is only some selected areas, no factory baku mienu. But I would have wished to see more of capital expenditure going into agri.
Okay, based on that, Salom. Man, say 24-hour economy. During the SONA, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, he didn't really talk about the 24-hour economy. So we're expecting the finance minister to play more emphasis on the 24-hour economy. But I don't know, Honorable Richard Akano, he's been like at the NDC, you spread your tentacles. Why are you touching, making sure you touch most of the, basics for us. But 24-hour economy, which was the core campaign promise, we are not seeing it. And now it will reflect later. Was some Google acronym to reflect later, but as it stands now, we don't know your movement when it comes to the 24-hour economy. Okay,
so I would say very good morning to people of Okaiko Central. More Okaiko Central na Mamwachi, Honorable Baba Sadiq, Executive Samuel na Honorable Amanda me Assemblywoman, me Chairman na Pari. And Honorable to force kasa about the budget no kase they are scripting of the levy fuel, COVID tax, betting tax no. But said na Uncle Kaya maybe they have plans to replace whatever they've scripted. Into no say the 6% now on the 2 for tax refund. Normally, the year comes to an end and then they use less than 3 or 4% of it. So they rather reduce the 6% to 4% so that they use the remaining 2% to fix in for the betting tax and then the emission levy that they remove. And then I feel say the finance minister has done something very right for we the Ghanaians. Because Ojo say 10% tax now on Motino. It didn't stop the boys from betting still. Oh, 20% they'll bet. 40% they'll bet. And to say say they no to make them stop the betting or not say to influence them in the way. It won't work. They should bet the boys 40%.
So what do you think, in your opinion, will help us in this situation? In this situation,
even bet is everywhere. It's not like it's not like it's a Ghanaian thing. Bet there will be a US on bet. But just those economies, they have stable economies. We Jumana also bet okay. But in this case, no, the youth in Jumani Krum will be trying to bet since no also 10%. And they say Uncle Kai will be 10,000. Maybe our budget so or trying to rent what you say. You pay 10,000 or 2,000, I can 9,000. What's it or no the budget too? So me I feel say they should scrape up the bet now, bet tax now or if you want. It's in the right direction because the youth will still gamble regardless. Opa oyo jumana so upon kakra or corner mumu hono si mam 20 Ghana deposit bet no becha. Opa team 20% obecha. So me I feel say that one can keep their behavior of for them taking a bet. And then the 24-hour economy, no. I know, and a very key we are saying, but the policy will come to Parliament later. So for now, no, the budget now is.
I go show if you are
a best so, but once a
pana payane will mean say you are a bobo.
A young boy, you are quite your first
because I mean, your budget is something very important. Very necessary that captures perhaps one campaign promises, the basic campaign promises. Now one major campaign promise is missing. In some maybe so that another like they factored it in the sectorial activities and but
yesterday
I'm not getting it.
Honorable Atuforsen said the
24-hour economy is not economy.
No, he said the policy
is not economy.
The policy will be brought to the Parliament later.
How soon?
That one, I don't have the power to say how soon it will be. But
so
no.
24-hour economy. People voted because of 24-hour economy. Because when you know 1 year jumano, 1 year more wage jumano, one kasak, 1 in fair jumam. Name more you fix them somewhere so that we rotate. To them abrochiri way na. Until obim popedo to kwankwa abrochira. No okay juma homa. Now we have the 24-hour economy, the shifting system working in our jurisdiction at asa. Until to discourage a lot of people from even traveling outside, the human capital, the brain drain of human capital, no, it will reduce.
I understand.
So we retain our productive youth, the youth force, no,
in the country.
Oh, China, brother.
So I didn't say we are not even done with our first 120 days.
Okay.
So far as they brought budget. Yes. Okay. We are saying life is like time and season. Maybe they brought the budget for yesterday.
Economy.
So the
time and season, Baba.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Menstrual cry.
Mate, young call the informer the Robocrat no. Extra form one commercialization of Okada prioritize safety concerns. Government cautioned. Extra penny been a picture no hadi. Na nizin na moho Professor Kwesi Abazi. Onya legible wahade. One of the professors na was a kokobo was rebel or the NDC abano that opede Okada no wa formalizing it into the system. Honorable Chisuma. Yes. Okada for ha adwene okwemo.
No sir, Okada same way.
Wait to mirror, side mirrors twice.
Ubedanya mi ati say enya wo si na omotu ye. Say o mirror dia, say kwan bia so do ubeko.
Ube fix.
Ube fix ye wo si na omotu ye dia. Ni dia onu so be fix bale moja be pie. Okay, in a more serious note, the more serious note, Anka sabi Okada legalization, anka enya dia anka say ye fuaso. Because we share francophone countries now. Maybe I just say unko Togo, unko Burkina, unko Ivory Coast. So we share how congested their capital cities have become.
Because of these,
Okada in same way, no. Any the rampant accidents at ACC or some places, no.
Cabo born by heart.
Besides, say, rational ben ena anabuta ben inti na yesi yebe legalize Okada. 2. Okada na omwa yen illegal no so no. It is only the police people so now omu fasa akwenya no so edi extorti sika free omu riding motor no so no because ekrono ayese ejuma bia ni ho. Look, say who share the number of youth omu graduated from junior high school. Only a small percent, and Nansiana free chases are by about say let's say 90 or 85% of them no to be migrated to the secondary level. From the secondary level, so no be bring secondary school no. Only just about 60% of them are omutumia then echo monim to the university or nursing training college, teacher training college. Now be bring na so no omuko we teacher training now is supposed to be na earlier on no. Yenya ni say uko teacher training there a direct employment for you. By the time we school crap ejuma ho a but do you know that as we speak now be break we teacher training college
some have been in the house 3 years
waiting for
2 years.
Nursing say yenim say deficit no like patient to nurse ratio no too big and
still we can't absorb them.
We can't absorb them. Ena, who share the number of youth almost mechanical engineering, petrochemical, they are doing top-notch courses brain works. But the women we know now and people who have mechanical engineering first degree certificate are riding Okada. Because look, we are seeing you need to marry, you need to have kids, you need to build, you need to do this. So watch your applications be brave. Nobody is picking you. And my when you any entrepreneurial friendly environment. I bet me I say when I start a small business today,
the
likely will say be a venture capital system and I bet me funding from bank beer. It is not there, so obviously everybody must survive. Anything I be bring now they are gearing towards this Okada thing. And they are better abani say so we see as part of your promise say you want to commercialize it. Now obi to me here there. In the omufa street regulations, training, enhancement of their visibility, especially at night, educating also drivers that they are not the only people who are using the road.
But considering the kind of transport system we have in this country, our roads next week, does that encourage this Okada?
It doesn't. You said the American say it doesn't, but they be a say in the absence of nothing, bad is good.
Because you're already struggling with them on the road. Yeah,
we are already struggling. And now people are dying. People are breaking their leg. As we are talking to you now, only God knows the number of Ghanaians who are falling victim of some reckless motor rider. Now, no, me late to some program. So I sat on one motorbike, so who the family call because I desperately needed to get there on time because traffic congestion, I had too much. And to Okada no so no omubua in several ways. Senti the Amiame can say Sisianu abide all the powers of the state is vested in the present government. And it's unlawful say in their own wisdom they are legalizing it there. The American say they should develop a proper framework and regulatory framework around it.
Okay.
So that boys no you don't just wake up and go and buy a motor and tomorrow you hop on the road and say you have become an Okada rider. There should be a proper licensing regime. And now before you get on the street radio Okada, you should possess certain document. You should do what we call defensive riding skills. Get some rudiments now at least young caution citizens to say you are entitled to at least control the rider so that at least you don't allow the rider to do what on once you the upper. But see it is Muhammad really want to leave a good image for himself. So he's trying hard
to leave some legacies.
He's trying hard that anything he promised there Obeson there. Because you see, he will go, but he's also thinking about the future of the NDC. Though NDC is not going to be in power in perpetuity, no matter what they do, they will go. Movement for change will come. So at the end of the day, it's not going to entice anybody. But we wish them well, but there should be proper regulation, control, training, and education, so that at least we will all be safe, our roads will be safe, Nkolanu will be safe, everybody will be safe on the road. But we wish them well, but we should not just do it a mass production way. Say obiabe sorry keke na wadani okada rada and yes sadia and then okada na omube to talk to son. Why are we not empowering Ghana? He said the America so Safo Kantanka can't he build motorbikes?
So that why didn't about how to even start this whole thing, as you're saying, regulating it. You know, when they decide to regulate it, all these conversations will come in.
Yes.
So that we have a local manufacturer who will be producing these things. So we know the chain. Yes. We know the licensing. Yes. You know all these things. We don't end up creating
business for the Chinese.
No.
Because moto na Royal
I didn't even want to mention any brand's name, but these are the kind of companies the government, of course, will be boosting their businesses.
So if government want to regulate
overlooking what we have
commercialize here, then we should start looking at empowering people like the Kantanka industry to assemble more motorcycles in Ghana, so that ubetimi achiche the ama youth now you build that industry.
Maybe I have to send a proposal to them.
Obviously, because
to the Ministry of Transport.
If they will not allocate a portion of some motorcycle assembling and building it to, let's say, Kantanka industries there. From China now, building Chinese economy, now Ghana economy, they shrinking there. And I will not support it.
You see, about consumption. We don't even think about producing, manufacturing, so that our people may consume what we produce.
Budget now. I've been going through. There's nothing there for industrialization. There's nothing there.
Trade.
There's nothing there for trade. There's nothing there. All I see is some 13.something billion for the big push. And then they say something for Women Bank, 1.3 billion for agri innovation. And there is nothing in that budget that tells us that we are serious about industrialization. And industrialization there is the only way to survive.
To move any economy forward.
It's industrialization, but who share budget numa? And they say you don't wait to present. Now the minister is saying, he said tourism, Omanka tourism assemble budget no. Omu expect say all sector ministers should do their own budget. Why? The sector ministries Omu they don't generate revenue. They don't generate revenue. It is the Ministry of Finance that do allocation.
To them.
It is in the name of Ministry of Tourism. It must be approved by the Ministry of Finance. So if you are saying that you are allowing them to do their own budget, not be a Ministry of Tourism the budget, but say we are expecting say best spending, let's say 2 billion cedis on tourism. Can the Ministry of Finance take care of it, or you want them to go and borrow money? And if they borrow money, who will pay the money?
We may end up borrowing.
And you know that approach say we are leaving all the sector ministries to present their own budget there. I mean, me feel say question mark
question mark let's move to the Republic Press. Salom. What's the NPP rejects Mahama's budget, accuses Finance Minister of cooking figures. And there was after the whole budget presentation, the former Finance Minister Furiata Nyawafaya Debbie Adam, yes. He also did his own press conference explaining things, making some assertions that the economy was on good grounds. The economy was, booming before you took over. And when it came to this betting tax and all that, he was claiming that that betting tax was never implemented. And we heard Samia Oku also making similar assertions that betting tax was never it was never even there. It was never implemented. So where were those monies going?
The Okada. Okay. So inti Okada then there the uncle kind and I side with him because safety and then there should be regulation on the road. And I feel say the Okada too before we get the Okada, I was all license. you should be said kind defensive riding so can maybe obi wa akola bi dem ka be cross but unye good said you defending one maybe na akoba akola nti I said this uncle but oka say yem fa we ma like local producers no I believe say something they will start doing soon because end up on number to force about the bag it was made in Ghana.
Okay.
The bag no bag.
I was
yes, the bag was made in Ghana. So this tells you say we've come for like we want to do more of it's Ghana, where
but
Ghana.
At least they should have mentioned it. Industrialization, manufacturing. Like they should have mentioned it, like emphasize on it.
Every economy needs
because the emphasis
to boom.
On the budget was consumption. We are spending.
I know, just like I told you, we only ask of the 24-hour economy. Like I say, they'll bring the budget later to Parliament. This is the budget for this year. So we should
wait next year.
No.
So this year the government is not going to pump money into production, but we are going to consume.
This just.
Now you can't cover it, but you better yet, brother.
I can't do it. Brother, and yet, you bogu.
And I can't say you're about more. But the woman on better talk for man. So you boost production because when we produce more and we try and consume and we export, it's going to help with the foreign exchange. It's going to help with the net the GDP. It's going to reflect into our lives. It's going to help reduce our debt.
I understand you.
Yeah, I'm watching it. It's kind of intimate. I want to know our first budget and for the first 1 year, no, it reflects consumption, major consumption, and not manufacturing. Not within 1 year, and I can't be na intimate. But what about so? Na easy.
Nana, I didn't say. Busia baby na omboy. The previous government no who nyam this can airport. Ebini Endra former finance minister ka say they never implemented betting tax,
yes.
Obi a we fasting. On fasting day, we are fasting to show now.
He was not playing the, religious or
no. I'm saying
this economy.
No, I'm saying.
About the economy.
You know the betting tax was there. You know, so when you say it was there, but he's saying say you didn't never implemented
it. Yes.
Do say until 1% is kind of So we say 10% betting tax. No, you never implemented. Then this kind of coin. Multi boys in the account.
One and an orgy.
That's the question.
Was it gaming commission?
For a whole finance minister found to say
because Samuel Okwe is claiming that he never received any monies from betting tax.
There is an article here on City News Online. GRA, Ghana Revenue Authority, generates 15 million cedi from betting tax. Target 60 million by end of football season, October 6, 2023.
Receipts, evidence. Yes, the receipts are true.
So what Zero said it was so wrong. I was watching. I was like,
yes, he pissed off the guys. Yes, the boys were very angry.
The boys are angry because it's like you showing him clear now. No, you say betting there. They were taxing the boys. Me say betting in Chibi. But the boys were complaining.
What motivates the finance minister to lie? Like, let me put it. Oh, it's a slip of tongue. Perhaps he was talking about something different. It was not about the betting tax. I'm sure. It can be.
But the video I watched, he was emphasizing on it. Say, how can the current minister script or something that was never implemented? That was the word he used. But I didn't even say the thing was feasible. More boys that I can show you. Almost sending him away. Also, almost 40 accounts. I had 2,000, 1,500. I think for people are winning, and then they were being taxed.
Or perhaps they had a different name or jargon for taxes. No, what at all. Not
I can show you even in the MPP manifesto. Baumia said he used script of the betting tax. And to say anywhere, how can I say you come and script it up?
Something that is not there. You say you want to remove it from there.
But I said I don't know. Musi moanji scan a command chain. So you could say on so and scan away. Scan away. So,
Samuel Kusawan, but only a Ghana national lotteries, which he says is under the finance ministry. And this betting tax and one final administration, BBI one farm. Into honors and no song. So we have to go back to the finance ministry, and then now the GRA is giving us figures as to the amounts the country even made out of the betting tax. So where did the money go?
Scanning. The previous government just did more spending.
Perhaps we may never know where the money went. Like who said, Tria?
Oh, okay, so right now I said they are ora bani the end or say yema ora so ni juma because finance minister Neka say they never implemented the betting tax. It is very serious.
What's this man talking about? Is he speaking a different language? Is he in a different world?
No,
is he speaking a different economy?
Only baby Ohaya. Sikanomedi. So I say if they never implemented the betting tax and the scan imagine now 50 million on say or magic so far. 50 million Ghana cedi.
But to me as a supporting free ESHSE. So the overall, no, what he presented as, I mean, a true budget, like how do you see it?
If you want
but he mentioned other elements, other components aside this betting tax that I really got confused about. What about the other component that he mentioned?
Yesterday, right after Honorable Atufosin spoke, he wanted to make himself like relevant because the press conference here and those around him cry. You see say nipa no chantro twist it or chantro pan so yes nyamu ye munim say bet no na motie covid le bibia na motie na so say you people never implemented the red no use can me and say they never implemented, so how can he script or something that was never implemented? Munim said that thing was working more team kofosika nti say I was man scan when they should just end this am ora bim nya ye de me simple ora ejuma mo penny ebi na aba no simple mo free finance minister no so I say 10% tax na anya ejuma and the scan omote boys na won fa omote bia scan
yeah ni asalam the scan water to boys na mpocho he GRA figure but then na was about what there or your revenue you generate out of the betting tax no scanning in our here that one can perhaps we may never know where the money went. Like who said here? Let's proceed, gentlemen. Yanko BNFT, Business and Financial Times. Shaha, what's it? Ghana 499.8 million earmarked for non-academic fee policy in 2025. Shaha, ni no, nabo to forcing. Especially when it comes to the capitation grants. Was a bibo combo home free SHS no was a cap was a to or the get fund no do so that we can have a direct source. We know that for this is where we are getting money for the free SA. There is certainty when it comes to funding free senior high school education. Honorable Suma.
Yeah.
Do you think this money is worth the agenda?
Yes, it is worth the agenda, and just a minute on the betting tax issue. No, just a minute on that. Okay. The idea is that idea be a in our books that is considered as a law. Whether you have taken a penny or you have not taken a penny, once it is there as a law, everybody is required say obey. Follow the law. And if the law says that if you bet and you win, they are taking 10% on your win in there, then it's in our books that is a law. So whether you have received a penny out of it or not, anybody who comes and say, I'm taking it from the books so that it will no longer be considered as a law, why do you come and play that gimmick yesterday? And you know, NPP no say Mr. Frache, NPP no a party in decline. He said like how Alan Kojo-Chemante will say that NPP is a party in decline. NPP now would see how that they toiled and died and sacrificed for no. And you know na there e work horses here no.
Anything away from me.
Anything away from because NPP are better than the Nana People's Party. So Nana has created a different NPP altogether. So the SCN it is like say mandatory and quite be asunu finance minister beye bibia and then quickly look for some loopholes in it and then tell the Ghanaians say oh and I say but you see Ghana has become too awakened.
Yes,
the people are very much awake that nobody will throw dust into our eyes
anymore.
And in your best finance minister, say you are rather damaging yourself more when you are going on this Tom and Jerry approach. The comic Tom and Jerry.
Because you see, people are fed up with this thing. We need real solutions.
Are tired. So don't come there and come and say, oh, and a young genie who wants CD. Why? Assuming that you didn't lose the power. Would you be telling us what you told us yesterday that one genie who wants CD, one young who wants CD?
Certainly not.
Certainly not. And your best NPP Niga say, you have lost abysmally. Find a way to build your party. Now we are trying to come and beg Alan and all this. Alan is not ready to come back to you. So find solution to your own problems. Now Jai Papanuna on also concentrating on the future. So now going forward, education is the backbone of every economy globally. And Adebia Mika say education and yes primary, JSS, secondary, university, Nkolanu Omuwia, no more between. You see, the Chinese have a model. Say, if you want to go into aeronautics from the basics, they are training you into aeronautics engineering.
And this is the kind of educational curriculum that Apostle Dr. Kwadwo has been advocating for.
Yes.
That we have talents. Why don't we start nurturing them from their infancy?
Now, make a primary school be in my hometown. So they drew some things on the wall. When I went there, I only saw a part of a mosquito. They drew a mosquito and
perhaps it was a cockroach.
Then they draw the parts of the mosquito.
You name the parts.
And now, I be a probisis thing. I want to understand. We say in Kolana primary school, any kindergarten, who draw the parts of a mosquito? What does that bring to the table? What is it all? A mosquito that bites says that give a sickness. You are teaching the Kolanu the various parts of the mosquito. Why are you not putting an electronic dashboard there and showing that this is a diode, this is a resistor, this is a transmitter,
see,
this is a this.
Honorable Suma, I'll not cut you, but then I believe that there are children perhaps who need this kind of education. Those who want to be medical doctors, those who want to be biological, how do you call?
I'm not disputing
so
that. So
perhaps they can go through such training.
I'm saying that.
Like me, you put the cockroach there for me to name the parts.
I'm saying that from our time, as at now, we are getting close to 15 years old.
Yes.
We are getting close. As our time, there was no IT revolution.
Okay.
There was no mass industrial revolution. There was no robotics. There was no robotics. There was no artificial intelligence. There was no such things there. And then there's so much competition between America and China over microchips.
Yes.
But time was that the issue?
No.
It wasn't there. Time how many people had access to mobile phone? That we need to know the components of a mobile phone.
Only the chief.
And I say robotics. So as society evolving, our education must also be evolving. So I'm not saying that mosquito no man draw to. So if I see a mosquito, I should also see a part of a robot.
That can make the robot move.
What can make the robot move? This is what a transistor is. This is what a microchip is. This is what a microchip does. Who share videos people see on TikTok. In China, they have what we call virtual training rooms. You train how to operate excavators, how to do this, how to do that. So you see, you are grooming the children to fit into the needs of society.
Yeah.
But I don't know what. So that's why in civilized jurisdiction, there is a relationship between academia and industry.
Yes.
Industry tells academia, say, in the next 10 years, this is where we are going. So you need to give this caliber of people. Academia so research, industry say in the next 10 years, the likelihood say the way you do your things now will not be the same. It's changing. So you must also start doing what? Adjusting and training your manpower to live up to meet the demands of the day.
Okay.
There is no synergy.
No linkage.
No linkage. And it's a sebi Osafo Kantanka I wo and then boys to be free tech. Omutumi ko hokoye practicals kakra. Where exactly are they going?
Based on that, Salom, how do you see this budget? Let's wrap up with it. The budget allocation to education. Let's wrap up with you.
So I'm in my last year in the university of Legon.
Okay, so, it is school fees won't be more.
No, oh, me, I put the no near me how. Those after me, you know. I'm not media. I'll be done in August. So me mostly I think of those behind me. Many admission to Lagos. No, I paid my own school fees. So I had to work for some time to go to school. It wasn't.
So
easy.
you are happy that those behind you.
So those behind me, at least for the first year entering, you say like
into your school fees.
Into your fees, you'll be okay. Then once in your first year, you plan for the second year.
Or you plan for how
to pay your way. So me, I feel say there's no entrance fee into the
university, the various tertiary institutions.
And then the persons with
disability.
Because in my school, I have a lot. I have a best friend called Serafina. She's physically she can't.
Which school are you?
In Legon.
Okay.
I take her to lectures.
Yes.
I take her to lectures and bring her back.
Okay. So you are happy.
So even though you know those other people
behind you,
people with PPWD, if I see them and I know say okay, who are school for the 4 years you won't pay fees. I feel happy because it's difficult for them. It's not easy at all.
So we're empowering them.
Yes, because imagine so people are like the person is intelligent, but physically the person is not fit, and then the person's parents don't have the money. It will be difficult. Okay, difficult for the parents. So all what I'll say is, Ghanaians should know say, Nansen the JDM aba, atu forcing so aba. Say the kind of consume forcenomics, and autonomics, new one, autonomics and forcenomics. Say the JDM aba the other parties. Budget 2042.
Okay, autonomics for